Hi, Sam Tolbert, Sound of Joy Music Services, and here is a impromptu, quick musician or composer musician shed moment. Welcome, Regon Music. Thanks for coming in. Unprogrammed or unplanned shed. I was just running some thoughts through my head about a conversation about talk music, and I often said I can't really relate to it because when I changed denominations that I was serving, talk music was not actual necessity, but my mind is always being triggered by other videos. And I said, well, gee, maybe I can see how I could use my AI vocals to develop a talk music um, path music wise. So I'm choosing the song I Surrender All and I'm using the actual chorus. You're going to watch me create the actual track for it and then I'll just layer chords around it. I'm going to change the melody, of course. Let me just assign my instruments. Okay, that is the sound of the MIDI track that I'm going to create. Let me hear the tempo. 2, 3. I'll fix that note. All right, so that's my melody track. We're going to assign it to one of the lead soprano singer. Welcome, Quincy. So give me a chance to assign the I surrender. See, I surrender. I surrender. That's what I'm using. Just taking. I'm just taking snapshots. Excuse my side. My computer is facing this way, and I didn't turn on the other camera. Actually, I could do this. Just use my wireless keyboard and look at what I'm looking at. So we're going to insert lyrics. I should be able to do this. I. Why are we not typing? Insert lyrics. I surrender. Just got to put in the I surrender. Right. I still got to look at the keyboard for and look at the monitor for the placement of the lyrics. Welcome, Xavier. Actually, I'm not doing a live review right now, but I see your comment. I'll see if I can take a look at that. I surrender to you. Let's hear what I have so far.
I surrender. I surrender. I surrender.
Okay. Missed a note. Start the next set of lyrics. Programming. I have to remember what lyrics I had in my head. Let me hear it played back.
La 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 la.
Okay, I surrender again. Just keeping it basic because what I want to be able to do is to build the chords around it. I surrender. Two notes up.
I surrender.
Programming the AI. I surrender. Two notes. Nope, made a mistake. I'm gonna have to put the keyboard where I can see the computer screen. So excuse the side. Excuse seeing my side here. Much faster this way. All right, let's see what I have.
I surrender. I surrender. I surrender, Lord, to you.
Okay, got a bad note there.
I surrender.
Okay, that's what happens when I'm not watching the keyboard. And let's fix the bad note.
I surrender. I surrender, Lord.
F. There we go. That should have been the F. Again, this is the future of songwriting and composing. And I want to be in the forefront. Okay, let's put a loop there so I don't have to worry about turning around to stop it. All right.
Lord, to you. I
Okay, I know what I was doing there.
I surrender. I surrender. I surrender, Lord, to you. I surrender. I surrender. I surrender, Lord, to you. I surrender. I surrender. I surrender, Lord, to you.
All right, let's fix that pronunciation. Let's see. Um,
Lord, do.
let's move that over. Get that syllable corrected.
Lord, to you.
Okay, got that two fixed. And let's move this over here. Let's see the timing now for my loop.
I surrender. I surrender. I surrender, Lord, to you. I surrender. I surrender. I surrender, Lord, to you. I surrender.
Okay, how many passing chords do I want to put there? Let's cut this right there. So, what's happening here is that I am giving an actual demonstration. Two demonstrations. Number one, songwriting off the cuff, taking a song that is already established in your local churches and then remapping chords, changing the melody, but keeping a fraction. Now, it used to be I surrender all, but I'm using I surrender, I surrender, I surrender, Lord, to you. I surrender, I surrender, I surrender all to you. Very limited words, but what it gets me in the position of is now I can map chords based upon the melody. And if you're doing talk music, what you want to be able to do is find a path of a melody. You don't have to play the exact melody, but once you know the path, map your chords to follow that. Now I'm in the key of D flat, but I can put this in any key. Let's see, did I map D flat for the Chordy app? This is live, so yes, I did map D flat. So I've got my path. What I want to do now is to change my sound. Let's go with a little bit too harsh. Still harsh. Vibe. Well, they call it journey. It's that bottom looking for and that actual layered effect. Let's go, but try this one. This is the vintage keys. For those that are locked into the Nord sound when they use their vintage keys, Yamaha also has some great sounding keys also. Let's see if we can layer some strings with this. give it a little bit of a what they call a worship background. So let's go to layer, strings. Let's pick again a great selection of strings. Warm and big. Adjust the volume. Let's try medium hall. Let's try warm back. Okay, warm back sounds good. I can adjust it. Again, talk music is about manipulating the keys on your instrument, and usually it's just one musician playing. You can't have the bass player playing talk music. You can't have the organ and the keys or the piano in competition with each other. One person has to take the lead. Everybody else sits back unless they're called in. So, key of D flat. As you can see, I'm very comfortable. Already, I want to change that section again. Let's try string section 1. Nope. There's so many strings to pick from. Lush. Okay, we'll go right there. Number one, you have to have mastery over the scales. If you don't know your scales, you can't do this. And I'll just put it out there as bluntly as I possibly can for 2025. I can't baby musicians in 2025. If you want to extend your ability, reach for that next level up, you have to master the lower level. The lower level is to know where the melody is of any key, and to be fluently able to just float over the keys. Because if you cannot float over the keys, you won't be able to do this. Let alone be adjusting the sound while you're playing and floating across. Because you have to hear the sound before you play it. So let's take the strings out of it right now. Let's go back to the piano. Because if you can't hear the sound, then you can't play it. Unless, of course, you are a fluent sheet music reader and you have the notes in front of you. You've got to be able to know where this note is on the piano at all times, so that wherever you happen to be, and in all of the octaves. So what we're looking at doing for 2025 is to take the milk away from the musicians who have gotten comfortable hiding behind other musicians and make them come out to the forefront, because you're going to find yourself the lead musician somewhere in 2025 in some ministry, and you don't want to say, I don't want to go because I don't know how to do this, or I'm afraid, or I'm not ready. I wasn't ready when I was 16 years old, but I was ready when I was 17 years old, and I could sit into a congregation and be able to play the chords to the songs that were being sung at 17. I could do this and be able to float across, because I did 9 years on a Steinway grand piano. They wouldn't let me play on the Steinway if I didn't know what I was doing. Fortunately, I was able to self-teach myself by listening to all the songs that were put before me, and then I became comfortable and made myself comfortable. So I Surrender All is traditional. All to Jesus I surrender. All to Him I freely give. Melody at the top, because I know where the melody is going. I can pick the chords. I will ever love and trust Him in His presence daily. Boy, I forgot my words. Lead my passing tones. I know I surrender all. It's going to be at the top. So write down the scales. I surrender. Now I can go here to the 2, the minor, E flat minor, or here, just changing the bass note to change the whole tone, and then resolve. I can go straight to C. I surrender. Now I can go either to the 1 or go to the 6. What play a B flat major. And walk it up. All to him, all to thee, my blessed thee. I have a hymn book in front of me. I surrender. Now, Xavier, you've asked about a song from Timothy Wright. Timothy Wright was a master of taking a traditional hymn and creating a pop song out of it. Fortunately, I had the opportunity to work with the late Reverend Timothy Wright in my, I say, late 20s, early 30s. I actually worked with him as he was over the jurisdictional choir. I was the jurisdictional musician. So I got a chance firsthand to study his concept of how he liked to just take a song and turn it into a pop song. So let's look at what we did with our AI vocal. Again, we want to be able to create or begin the beginnings of how do you understand what chords you want to put in with talk music. Drop 2. Without even thinking about it. 7. We've covered these chords in our chord building series. There it is. All right, so let's add in a rewrite, just to build chords around
I
it.
surrender.
Drop 2.
I surrender.
Tension.
I surrender, Lord, to you.
Turn.
I surrender. I surrender.
6. Oh, there's my
I
change.
surrender, Lord, to you. I surrender.
Right on melody.
I surrender.
Passing tones.
I surrender.
The 2 major.
Lord, to you.
In my head, I'm thinking where I want to go. B flat. I know the F,
I surrender.
the B major's coming on, and the walk up.
I surrender, Lord, to you. I surrender. I surrender.
Keep it straight.
I surrender, Lord, to you. I surrender. I surrender. I surrender, Lord, to you.
Now thinking chords, block chords. 1, 4, 1 or 3, 5, 1, flat 7, 1,
I
And to 6.
I surrender, Lord, to you.
That's why I don't like the number systems, because it takes me away from thinking what I want to do.
I surrender. I surrender. I surrender, Lord, to you. I surrender. I surrender. I surrender, Lord, to you.
Now the CCM chords are just the 1.
I surrender.
Stay in the 1.
I surrender.
Stay in the 1.
I surrender, Lord,
5.
to you.
3.
I
4.
surrender. I surrender.
Major on the 6. Walk it up.
I surrender,
5.
Lord, to you. I surrender. I surrender.
I'm
I
brainstorming.
surrender, Lord, to you. I surrender. I surrender. I surrender, Lord.
This is all
to
brainstorming.
you.
Working with the scale.
I surrender. I surrender.
Different routes.
I surrender, Lord, to you. I surrender. I surrender. I surrender, Lord, to you.
Bring that to a stop. So the concept that I am approaching it is that I'm looking to remap chords constantly while a generic melody is playing in the background. I'm going to look at your Trust and Obey by Timothy Wright, because I generally know most of his songs. That one doesn't ring a bell offhand, because I hadn't had to play Timothy Wright songs in a while. In fact, I can almost imagine what keys it might be. It might be in D flat. It may be in C. It might be in F. I'm thinking of all the keys that Timothy Wright. Or it might be in B flat. We'll see. We'll take a look at that. All right. So, in fact, let me do that now. I think I've shown enough. This was a quick shed. Wasn't supposed to be long. That's why I didn't want to take any viewer requests. But I have you here. I think I've shown enough for this quick shed to give an idea for musicians who are still learning this concept of talk music. Let me do one thing. I'm going to move the vocals down to the key of C, because a lot of our viewers are still in the key of C. So let's pull the same thing in C.
I surrender. I surrender. I surrender, Lord, to you. I surrender. I surrender. I surrender, Lord, to you.
Follow the basic chords. A 1 with a 3.
I
4, 3,
surrender.
6, 2,
I
5, 1, 5, 1, 4, 3, 2,
Lord,
5. Stay in the 5. 5, 1, 4, 3, 1,
I surrender.
6. Walk it up 7.
I surrender.
Flat 7.
Lord, to
5, 1.
you.
All right. So that is for our musicians who love to play in the key of C. Let me look at Trust and Obey by Timothy Wright for our viewer. Just pull it up on YouTube. All right, I don't see an album reference to it. I do see that's a short, a live. And generally, I don't like lives because in a live setting, the musicians are not honed into an album restriction, which means I get the cleanest chords from an album or studio mixed. Let's see what we got from here. Let me watch the. E flat. Okay, Timothy Wright, Popcorn. I call it Popcorn because he'll take a song and give it a pop sound. I'll let you hear some of it because it is traditional in the Timothy Wright format.
Trust and obey. Trust and obey. Trust and obey. Trust and obey. Happy Jesus. Come on, clap your hands. Happy Jesus. Trust.
All right, so key of D flat, which is important to know what key he's going to be in because that lets you know what are the available chords from a traditional pop sound are going to be open to you. The Timothy Wright style will have a lot of 1s. 6. Back to the 1. Back to the 6. And then the 2, 3, 4, 5. Turn on the 6. Happy in. That is the Timothy Wright style. See what's coming up next. Again, never learned this song, but I can hear it.
Trust and obey. Trust and obey. Trust and obey. Trust and obey. Won't you clap your hands? Happy Jesus. Trust. We walk by faith and not
Trust and what's that other chord? I got the F there. Let me see.
Listen, we walk by faith and not by sight. Trust and
Um, what was that opening chord? Again, learning it for the first time. So
listen, we walk by
again, scales are telling me where the notes are. What comes after that?
faith and not by sight. Trust and obey. Trust in the Lord, He'll make it all right.
If you're not familiar with these chords, they will throw you off because I'm listening to it for the first time. Trust and trust and what obey is what. Gotta hear it.
The Lord, He'll make it all right.
Hmm. Trust and- the bass line now is what it's going to fix the chord. Trust and okay. That's what my ears are telling me. The lowest note is going to be the B flat, the A flat, E flat to the D, up to the G. Let's see if my ears are still as effective.
Listen, we walk by faith and not by sight. Trust and obey. Trust.
Yes. All right, let's see what comes after this.
In the Lord, He'll make it all right. Happy indeed to be happy. Come on, y'all. Happy indeed. Trust and obey. Trust and obey. Trust.
All right, so here is your chords for this part of the song. Trust and obey. Your bass down goes to the C. Trust and obey. Go back up to the 1 E flat. Trust and obey. Go back down to the 6 on your bass. Trust and obey. Now there's a turn chord. You can go tritone if you can reach it, and 2 F B in G B flat A flat B flat. Turn at B in at B in B. Hang up there. Trust and obey. comes after that.
and obey.
Okay, go a little further. Usually the vamp comes after this.
Listen, trusting, praying, believing. Listen, trusting. Keep trusting, praying, believing. Come on, everybody, keep trusting, believing. Listen, trusting, praying, believing. Come on, clap your hands. Trusting,
Think preacher chords. 1, 3, 4, flat 7. 1, 3, 4, the flat 7. The tritone. D flat, A flat, D flat, A flat. All right, so that's that part of it. Let's see what's happening next.
yes, I am trusting, praying, believing,
Head.
believing. Say it one more time. Say trusting, praying, believing, and put your hand together. Say trusting.
All right, so that is the vamp portion. There's not much left in the video. So that's the entire song. And that is for Xavier Parker. Hopefully I won't get a copyright. If they do, they'll just ask me to remove the songs that they can hear. Welcome, Tristone. So, without the quick viewer request, I covered my approach at getting my foot wet in the creation of talk music by taking a song, I Surrender All, remapping the melody, and then mapping chords to support that melody. Again, all to display or to demonstrate how important it is to understand the placement of scales when you're creating a chord. What you want to be able to do is to have a plan, number one. Even with this song, Trust and Obey, there is a three-part harmony along with a lead that's being sung, but the musicians have their own thing, their own map out. Basically, the music is playing and the choir is accompanying the music. Always finding a reason to practice my scales, just to keep the hands limber. I don't mean to add on, but one day can you do Blessed Assurance by the Dallas Mass Choir? I'm trying to see if I can copy your request so I can paste it. I'm on a different, oh, there you are. Okay, just copied your request and let me paste it on the new YouTube request videos for January. There are a couple out there that came in already, so I'll add you to the list. Paste. As I said, I need to be looking at my computer when I do this so I can do it correctly. Paste. Okay, I got you down. You're on the list. Well, this is supposed to be a short one. I see we have 12 people in the room. It's always good to have people come in when you come on last minute and really short. Um, this is kind of one of the formats that I'm going to be using. As you see, I've got the circle of fifths there, so you can see where the chords on a dial, the flat fifths, circle of fifths or circle of fourths, to see where the chords are being emulating from. If you go up, that's the fourth. If you go down, that's the fifth. Down fifth, up is the fourth. So depending upon how quickly you want to get from one chord to the next, that determines the direction you're going in. 1, 4, 1, 5. But I want a different way to get there. 1, 2, 3, 4. If I go back, that's 5 down from where the starting point is. So when you look at the let's see, we're in E flat, so that would be the E flat going to A flat. That's up if you're going up to a cycle of fourths, but it is backwards a fifth if you're going down the scale, and that's determined by how you are mapping the song out. Or 5 up 4, or going back to the 4, going down a fifth down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is confusing when you don't have a point of reference, but once you get that theory into your psyche, then you stop wondering about, well, what is the chord they're playing? You look at, well, where they building the chord from? What scale are they building that chord on? And that'll help you determine what the building blocks, what makes this sound like E flat, what makes this sound like A flat. Because this E flat has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 notes found in the E flat scale. This A flat in the E flat scale still has 6 notes found in the E flat scale. Same scale, but a different tone. Now we're out of the scale because I want to get that different tone. And usually if you go half a step up, half a step down from the scale you're in, you'll get those weird keys. Let's see. Talk music. That's what I was covering. I'm in the key of E flat. Now let's put our AI soloist in the key of E flat. Because again, you're supposed to get a full rounded understanding of the placement of chords in any key so that you're not hampered by a key change. Let's bring it up.
I surrender.
Oh, E major.
I surrender.
Not a problem. A D
I
major.
surrender, Lord, to you. I surrender. I surrender. I surrender.
find my notes.
I surrender. I surrender. I surrender, Lord, to you.
E major.
I surrender. I surrender. I surrender, Lord, to you.
So now, and this is good because now I have to hear my notes. Now that I'm not listening to the soloist, I'm listening to what my ears are used to hearing. Bring our soloist back in now that I've locked in on my chords.
I surrender. I surrender. I surrender, Lord, to you. I surrender. I surrender. I surrender, Lord, to you.
Bring it down.
I surrender. I surrender. I surrender, Lord, to
G, A,
you.
flat
I
4, 3,
surrender.
on the 2,
I surrender.
on the 6 major, diminish up, diminish again.
I surrender, Lord, to you.
Bring it down. Bum, 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 bum,
I
bum.
surrender. I surrender.
Now I'm improving.
I surrender, Lord, to you. I surrender. I surrender. I surrender, Lord, to you.
Meant to go to E flat, but I didn't look at my screen good enough to take it up into D flat. But D is not D flat, the E flat, but E is a beautiful key once you understand the structure of the notes. If you can play in G, A, C sharp, F sharp, and B major, you've got D down because it has elements of all those keys in it. And if you go into the minor, it's just like being in F. D minor is F sharp major. Just starting. The starting point is actually different. 4, 3. I want to sharp the 4. To the 6. 3, 4, 3, 6. If know it's going to wind up in the 5. So I want to go cycle of fourths. So in order to end up in the A, cycle of fourths is E to A. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now get back up to the D flat, back up to the D. Cycle of fourths is the A, 4, 4, 4. This is the cycle of fourths. That's the cycle of fourths. You'll see how chords are built and arranged based upon the placement of chords on that cycle. Now I have my own way of jumping around the cycles. I'll do this. 4. There we go. Back to the 1. My fourth is 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. Where we stop? There we go. That's how I do the circle of fourths in my practice session. I do it by chords, and I'll go different directions. I'll even go backwards just to hear what I might hear another musician do in the creation of their song. If they start doing that's what I will hear, and because I practiced that as a youngster. If I hear it in a song, I'll immediately know where they're getting it from, and just add it to the actual learning of the song. So talk music is just a combination of chords supporting an actual internal melody, something that you've got going on in your head, or what someone is doing behind the microphone, and finding the path that you can take down to a song. E, A, D. Had to think about it. All right, I think that's all I'm going to do. Again, this was impromptu, not planned, but thank you all for coming in. Quincy, I do have your song written on my list. As I say, I'm in the beginning of the year, so I'm working on a whole lot of different things. I just taught stand to my Patreon membership. If you're not on the Patreon, which you don't see a link there, but on the Patreon membership, you have access to songs which I cannot do here on YouTube because I do use the audios from those songs, but you get a complete breakdown if though you were in the actual recording. I just did stand. Anyone is welcome to join my Patreon page as a free member. That's patreon.com/Samuel Tolbert. You're welcome to join as a free member and be able to view, I think it's over 90 files I now have there, but so you can see what we're covering and get the access to a 2011 church musician handbook that a lot of what you see me doing on the keyboard is in that handbook. A lot of the chords are in there. In the rear pages, there are reference chords for every key, the chords you see me playing, along with exercises to help build you as a musician, especially the proper way to play the scales 2 octaves with both hands. There we go. That's what I would practice. On a weighted keyboard is better, but if you have a semi-weighted keyboard, it'll at least give you muscle memory. All right, so I don't see any other questions that have popped up. Thank you for watching Sam Tolbert Sound of Joy Music Services. We'll have that 2025 background up probably for the next couple of weeks, and then we'll create another thumbnail picture to sort of know that the year is up and running. Thank you for watching Sam Tolbert Sound of Joy Music Services. Always a pleasure to have guests. Take care.